Hello Internet! We are on Vlogmas of day 2 of Vlogmas. I can talk, I promise. I decided that I was going to do a tag today because just to try to do another life update would be silly because I just did that yesterday. So let's get started. We will be doing 15 Festive Favorites, which I haven't seen any American YouTubers do yet from the ones that I watch just yet, but they probably have and I'm just not caught up. Anyway, so 15 Festive Favorites. My favorite festive food, I don't know if eggnog counts because it's not technically a food, but I really love eggnog, even though it kind of upsets my tummy. If that doesn't count, then I'm gonna have to go with mashed potatoes, which aren't really festive, but I always think of them as festive. So yeah, they're kind of just a tradition and a staple of Christmas time and Thanksgiving time, but Christmas time is way better. My favorite reindeer is probably gonna be Donner, and I was looking up the names of all the reindeer on Wikipedia, so I just make sure that I had them all right and taken care of in my brain, just to make sure I wasn't forgetting somebody. And I learned that originally Donner was called Donder, which is German for thunder, which I thought was really cool because I really like thunderstorms, and we usually get thunderstorms every year in like November, like really massive ones. And so it was really cool to find out that Donner, who just sounded like a cool name, was actually just a variation of thunder in German. Yeah, some more favorites. Favorites everywhere! Okay, my favorite day of Christmas is probably 9 Ladies Dancing. When I was a kid, my sister and I used to watch the Riverdance movies with Michael Flatley practically religiously, like super obsessively, and we'd like stand in our living room and try to like do little dances. This is us dancing. Woo! We try to do the dances, and so whenever I hear that line in the song, I automatically think of Riverdance. So yeah, kind of a special moment for me. My favorite Christmas song is All I Want for Christmas Is You, specifically from the movie Love Actually, which used to be my favorite Christmas movie, but I'll get into that. I just love the scene where the girl is singing and then she like points out the little English boys playing the drums and he gets all excited because he's had a crush on her the whole movie, and it's just so perfect and I love it. It's adorable. My favorite Christmas present, go-to pretty much every year, has been socks. I like them not super tacky, definitely knee-highs, and fuzzy or not fuzzy doesn't really matter to me, just socks. I like socks. And I have a plan to do a video that includes an abundance of socks soon. My favorite Christmas film is easily The Polar Express. That's how just I am right now. Ever since the first time I watched it, it just struck something inside of me, and it was just beautiful. And as an added bonus, Tom Hanks plays like every character. An exaggeration. He plays like 6 characters, but they're all like mostly super important characters to the plot, and they're so diverse, and he's just a great actor, and it's amazing. Yeah, every time that I watch that movie, even if I'm like starting to feel down or not really feeling the Christmas spirit yet, every time I watch that movie, it just like ignites that Christmas spark inside of me, and it's beautiful. Similarly, my favorite Christmas film growing up used to be How the Grinch Stole Christmas, which I still absolutely adore because I really love Dr. Seuss, but ever since The Polar Express came along, it kind of just blew the Grinch right out of the water. True story! My favorite Christmas cracker toy. Now this was a difficult question for me, and it's why I kind of wonder if maybe this is more of a British tag and I'm just like jumping in here like a derp. But I actually didn't do Christmas crackers when I was growing up. My first experience was like last year or the year before, maybe. So I'm not as familiar with them. I don't have many favorites. The only one that I remember is the one from last year, and I got like a little mini chessboard thing, which I don't think I ever really used. So I don't really know. But I've heard from watching the other tag videos that the British YouTubers do that they have really cool presents that they'll get. And I kind of want to be British even more now, just so that I can have wicked sweet Christmas poppers. That would be kind of boss. My favorite Christmas cracker joke is similar in its backstory to the Christmas cracker toy. didn't really get those, and I feel like I should just skip this because I don't even really remember my Christmas joke from last year. Sorry, I'm an American. Whatever. My favorite decoration for Christmas time is probably going to be tinsel, and a lot of people give tinsel a really hard time. They say that it's messy and everything else, but I just like it. I kind of like that it's obnoxious. It's just special to my heart. And to me, it's like a shiny, molting, festive boa, which is great. I think we need more tinsel in our lives. My favorite candle scent is probably a classic spiced apple. Because for Thanksgiving, for Christmas, for just the general holiday season, spiced apple is what will really get to me. My favorite Christmas advert, commercial, advertisement, whatever, is kind of a toss-up between the Pacific Northwest Ballet's The Nutcracker, where the little girl like walks down the aisle of the theater because she hears like light music playing, and then she like lifts up the curtain, and then it's just lights and dancing and sets and everything, and it's super beautiful and like timeless. I think that I'll always remember that. Or on a slightly funnier note, I always really like the M&M's Christmas commercials, specifically the one where the yellow M&M and the red M&M are going to go put out milk and cookies for Santa. And as they're walking into their living room, Santa's standing there putting presents under the tree. And the red M&M and Santa just kind of look at each other and they're like, he is real, or they are real. And then they both faint. And then the yellow M&M just does whatever else. And it's so cute and funny, and I always laugh every year. My favorite festive tradition would have to be driving around looking at all of the Christmas lights on people's houses. When I was growing up, we would get all of our family into the car and just drive around town really slowly, which I'm sure aggravated people behind us, so we could see all the Christmas lights on everyone's houses, and it's just magical. My favorite place to spend on Christmas would probably have to be family, which I think is classic, and most people will say it. But just surrounded by family with the smell of all the cooking throughout the house, and like people talking in the kitchen and talking in like every room, and it's usually really crowded. I have a really big family, and we have a habit of going to houses that are really too small to fit our whole family. But it's nice. I like being close to everybody, and there's always laughter and just general merriment, and I like it. 14, I'm almost done, guys. My favorite festive fact, which is something that I looked up. Yeah. Many of you may already know that Santa Claus was based on a real person, who was St. Nicholas. Lived in the 4th century, which was a long time ago. But not only is he popular for giving gifts, I learned he's also the patron saint of banking, pawnbroking, pirating, butchery, sailing, thievery, orphans, royalty, and New York City. I thought that was pretty cool. The guy who we base Santa off of is a saint for pirates and thievery. And last but not least, my favorite snowman accessory would definitely have to be a scarf. A snowman doesn't look complete without a scarf for a couple different reasons. One, so he doesn't get cold in the snowy air. You know, we don't want him to catch a cold. He could lose his carrot for a nose. And two, it creates a sort of like bond and friendship between myself and the snowman, because I have to give up my scarf, which keeps me warm, just so that I can help my snowman stay warm. We just become instant friends. There's a kinship there, and I feel it deep down to my bones. Yeah, so those are my 15 festive favorites. That is all of it. Does it feel festive-y enough? As the month progresses, I think I will get more and more festive. But as it is now, I'm trying to get over a kind of cold thing, and there's really not as much going on. But there will be in the future. So, I choose to tag whoever wants to do this, but predominantly my sister, Alex. I only have one sister, so it's you. And Melina, who I forced to watch these. I'm just kidding, but let's be serious. You probably wouldn't watch them unless I reminded you. And anybody else, because I don't really know anybody else that watches these. If Camille, if you're watching, you can do it. And if my pen pal, Margareta, is watching, she can do it too. That's 4 people. I'm doing pretty good. Anyway, just do the tag because it's great, and festive-y, and Christmas is the best, and you should just do it because of reasons. And yeah, So thank you for watching, you lovely internet folk, and I shall catch you on the flip side. Goodbye!